Welcome to CrashMagic. Today we're going to look at the card trick You Say Stop. We're going to start with the performance of the trick and then a tutorial. It's a really great trick, this one, and even better, it's very easy to learn. I'd like to show you a card trick with this pack of cards here, and let's start by just giving them a bit of a shuffle, and then I'm going to spread them out on the table. And if you could pick a card, you can pick a card from any way you like. That one, okay. So if you could look at that card and make sure you can remember that. And then I'm going to just continue to shuffle and get you to return that card into the pack. And then I'm just going to do a couple of cuts, a couple of shuffles to hopefully lose that card in the pack, so that firstly I don't know where it is, but more importantly for this trick, so that you don't know where it is. Okay, now a couple of things we need to check before we can carry on with this trick. First thing is I've got to make sure your card is not the bottom card, else the trick won't work. No, your card wasn't that one. Good. And the other thing we need to check that your card isn't the top card either. Your card wasn't the 8 of diamonds. Excellent, that's good, we can carry on then. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start taking cards one at a time from the pack here and place them on top of the 8 of diamonds. And what I need you to do is, I've got two cards there, what I need you to do is two things. If you see your card come up, firstly let me know. Or the other thing is, at any point when you want me to stop, just say stop. And you can do that at any point where you feel as I'm going through these cards. Obviously don't we can't go right down to the bottom of the pack, and now you can see why I needed to check that your card wasn't the bottom card in the pack, else this wouldn't have worked. But at any point, if you just say stop, you want me to keep going for a bit. Okay, let's turn a few more cards over. What about now? Stop now? No, one more card? Okay. One more card. Stop here, yeah? Okay, let's put this pack back together and spread them out on the table so we can see where you said stop. Of course, you could have said stop at any point, but you stopped exactly on this card. And wouldn't it be amazing if you said stop exactly on the card that you selected at the start of this trick? Well, I hope you enjoyed that performance of You Say Stop, and this is how you do it. So you can shuffle the cards at the start of the trick. You can let your spectator shuffle the cards as much as they want, because this is a totally impromptu, no setup trick. You get them to select a card. They have totally free choice, of course, of whichever card they want. So let's say they choose this one. You can collect the rest of the pack up while they're looking at their card. So in this case it's the 9 of spades. So again, there's a million and one ways you can do this, but what we're aiming to do now is get their selected card to second down in the pack. So the way I did it in the performance was I started to shuffle, overhand shuffle into my left hand, got them to place their card on top, and then I did a jog of the card, an out jog, so we've got a card sticking out, continued the shuffle, and then as I collected that together I held the break and did, in my case I did a single cut. You can do a double undercut, which then of course puts their card top of the pack. Now the way I got it then to the bottom of the pack was an overhand shuffle stripping off that card to the bottom, and then from there I turned the cards the other way, stripped off the top and the bottom card, and completed the overhand shuffle. So that then left me with their selected card in second place. As I say, there's many ways of doing this, and I'm sure you've got your own ways and your own favourite methods of doing this, but the key thing is you get their selected card to second place in the pack. So once you've done that, you say to them that you need to check that the bottom card is not their card, which of course you know is not true. But the good thing about doing this is that then allows you cover to say, oh, and we need to check the top card's not yours either. And as you're showing them the top card, you just grab break under the second card down, which of course is their card. So as they're looking at that, when you replace the card back on the top, you then take their card underneath the other card. So you've got the two cards together, they just think that's the top card. So you can then hold those two cards together as one in the top of your fingers with the pack underneath in the same hand. And then you just deal cards off one at a time on top of what they think is the single card. And of course it makes no difference how far they go down as long as they don't go right down to the bottom. Let's take a group there to make this a bit quicker. So yeah, as long as they stop before the end, you then place the rest of the pack on top, which of course puts their card straight back down on top of the pack. You can then spread the cards to show them where they've said stop, and of course show them that the card that they seemingly stopped on is the card that they chose right at the beginning of the trick. Well, that's the end of my video. If you liked it, please like it and subscribe. If you've got any comments, leave them down below, and see you soon.